Welcome back. Well, let's have another discussion, okay? Today we want to discuss about was Bruce Lee underrated by all these so-called champions of UFC? The truth behind the legends. I've met a lot of fighters, champions, especially MMA fighter, said that Bruce Lee will never win in the ring with all these MMA fighters. We all know the question is, was Bruce Lee overrated? And what if we have been asking the wrong one all along? What if Bruce Lee was actually underrated? You see? So this answers your question. Today I want to take you on a deeper journey. Beyond the movies, beyond the fame, to discover why Bruce Lee's true geniuses is far greater than people realize. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will see why Bruce Lee's real power was never about fighting. It was about transforming the minds, influenced millions and millions of people, including me, right? So, the misunderstood. Most people remember Bruce Lee as a man who screamed, punch, fast and strong, and destroyed his opponents on screen. But the truth is, he was more than that. Bruce Lee was not a kung fu movie star. He was a bridge between the East and the West. He carried Chinese philosophy into Hollywood, discipline into chaos, and truth into illusions. When critics call him overrated, they were only looking at his image. They missed the intellect, the philosopher, and the rebel that I love, who changed martial arts forever. He once said, all types of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge. That line alone reveals his depth. Bruce Lee wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing the truth and show the world. You see? He's a thinker behind the fighter. He don't think just for himself, he think for the martial arts. You know, how he can change and influence the world. And he studied philosophy, psychology, Taoism, and Western thoughts. He filled hundreds of notebooks with his reflections, not on how to fight others, but how to understand oneself. While others argue, what styles are you? Wing Chun, karate, boxing? Bruce Lee said, the best style is no style. MMA is not a style. UFC is not a style. It's someone just punch and kick and grab, right? He wasn't rejecting tradition, he was evolving it. He dared to say that fighting should reflect the fighter, not the system. And that idea, decades later, became the foundation of mixed martial art, the MMA, UFC, bare knuckle fight, whatever you say. Yet he rarely gets credit for that. That's why Bruce Lee is not overrated. He's underrated for what he truly began. Name me a person who can truly influence millions and millions and millions of people in the world. Name me a fighter. Beyond strength and speed, people saw his power, his abs, his kicks, but didn't see the discipline behind that. You know how long it takes to train that? Bruce Lee trained not just his body, he trained his mind every single day. He practiced silence, he meditated, he wrote about fear, ego, and emptiness. The whole all things together. He said, it's not the daily increase, but the daily decrease. Hack away at all the not necessary and essential things. That's not a fighter speaking. That's a philosopher, a monk, a man who understood balance. He wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing freedom, free himself, express himself. This is one of his intuitions. It's very difficult for any human being to express himself, truly express himself. And I believe he's the man who changed everything. So without Bruce Lee, all these so-called MMA master, champion, might have stayed hidden in a small dojo. He brought it to the world, not by showing who was stronger, but by showing what the human spirit can become when fully alive. The most important, he broke racial barriers in Hollywood. I know that, I've been to Hollywood. I know that, all this racial barrier. He introduced philosopher that into action. He made martial art global. Has any fighter made martial art global? People remember the 1-inch punch, remember? They forget the 1 inch of awareness that make it possible. His legacy isn't just about fighting, it's about thinking, feeling, and being. So ask yourself, can a man who awakened millions really be overrated? Or is he underrated? Because most still haven't understood what he was trying to teach. They don't understand. They just assume. All these fighters, oh, I'm bigger than him. It's not about fighting, man. Martial arts is not about fighting. Forget about that. Right? So Bruce Lee once said, to understand yourself takes a lifetime. They don't even understand themselves. They speak without all these so-called fighter champions, a lot of them speak without even thinking. And that's the real message. It wasn't teaching people to hit harder. It was teaching people to think and to live deeper. His martial art, Jeet Kune was never about technique. I think it's about expression, freedom, and the truth. If you strip away the movies, the fame, and the image, what reminds you is a man who saw further than his time. None of his martial art in the world have done that. That's not overrated. He's a visionary. A visionary. It doesn't matter. All they talk about every day on the internet, Bruce Lee can he beat this? Can he beat that? So was Bruce Lee underrated? Yes. Most people still don't realize he wasn't just fighting opponent. He was fighting limitation itself. If this message inspires you, of course, like, comment, and share it with others. I would love to hear your comment. Who still believe in the spirit of martial art, and remember, the greatest form is no form. The ultimate truth is to be yourself, right? I mean, being yourself is not easy. Easy to criticize other people, or this man, he can't fight, he's only 140 pounds. That's ridiculous. Do you think so? He's a man who changed the world. You see? He's a man who changed martial art. Without him, there will be no Austin Gold. I won't be chasing Wing Chun. No way. Right? And I'm sure millions and millions and millions of people. So name me a fighter, a world champion, heavyweight champion, unbeatable fighters who have influenced people. Yeah, there may be a few millions, but not billions of people who knows him, right? That's a different world. He's in a different league compared with all these fighters and champions and big guys, you know. The world of martial art is not based on big or small. It's based of your mind. It's based on how you behave yourself as a human being. It's based on your success. How you're going to transform your success to the next generation and improve the next generation. That is what we call martial art master. That's what I believe. I mean, I'm a small guy. I can't go in the ring and fight. I'm 71. I'm not going to do that. But I'm sure I can defend myself when being attacked in the streets. I'm so confident about that, even at my age. Because I have that power. I have the Wing Chun spirit. And I believe in myself. And a lot of people ask me, Austin, you're so small, man. How can you be a bodyguard of these people? I said, look, it's not that my size. It's I believe. That I believe that there's no barrier. You see? Every human being can be taken down if you hit them in the right spot, regardless how big they are. In the street. In the ring, I can't train, right? There's no way I'm going to, at my age, I want to relax, enjoy my life, and pass on this wisdom and experiences that I had all my life. So, thank you for joining me and watching this video. Sorry I'm a bit emotional, because sometimes I feel really saddened when people say things like that. Especially a lot of people who say, oh, can you fight in the ring? I'm a world champion. You're a world champion of what? Have you fought the Russian? Have you fought the Chinese? Have you fought the Africans? Have you fought the Japanese? Have you fought the South American? There's so many, the world is big, right? You might be world champion in America, but this is America. Or world champion in England. This is England. You see? So in Thailand, I live in Thailand, the fighters, they've had 200-300 fights minimum. Some of them crazy. 300 fights at the age of even 25. They've done 300-400 fights. And they lose. Sometimes they lose they're on 300 fights, they lose 50 fights. That's really amazing. So if you're really a true fighters and you never lose, that means something wrong somewhere. Because because you will have a bad day. That means you have not enough fights. You can't call yourself a world champion after 10 fights. After 100 fights later, then maybe. Anyway, if you like this video, subscribe and comment. I'd love to hear from you. And take care, my friend. See you soon.